The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
A lot of relief at Chelsea this season that Christensen has come from the academy and he's now a regular. You have a lot of young players, good young players you work with. How long do you think it is before you can look back and say, this Manchester City player, he's a regular first teamer and he's come from the academy?
I said my opinion. With Christensen, before to settle in Chelsea, was 2 or 3 years playing in Borussia Mönchengladbach, playing every single weekend against Bayern Munich teams, Borussia Dortmund teams, top teams, playing Champions League teams. So, and after that he's ready to play in Chelsea because he's a top player. So here the problem, my opinion, the second teams play in not high level, and that's why it's not easy. That's why if we believe it's going to have minutes, going to stay. If not, we're going to try to make them loan in the best club as possible to play, and see he's able to play. So that is where we would like to do that, but it's not easy. It's not easy to do that because the second teams play in this stadium without 10 people watching them and the same age, and to make that gap directly to go to play in the top level is so big. We're going to see.
I ask you because some managers use young players for the FA Cup and you've got a crowded fixture list, so I was just wondering if we might see some of the younger players.
Well, in a Carabao Cup they play many games. For example, in Leicester play Brahim, Phil Foden and Tosin in the lineup and play 90 minutes. Almost 90 minutes, so they play. So of course they play here and in the Premier League, because if they train with us, they can play. But we try in the important moments when they play, be protected for the important players, not let them alone. For example, in Carabao Cup. But at the end, it's not the point to play 1 game or 2 games. Is regularly to play often or not, and quite often. And of course, the gap right now is too big. We will see in the future.
We spoke with Jurgen Klopp last week about the FA Cup, and he was saying too many games are killing the players now and killing their performance over a long period. He would like to see the FA Cup become a midweek competition with no replays. Would you be, as a manager in a very crowded schedule now, would you be wanting that kind of thing as well?
I would like the Carabao Cup play the semi-final 1 game. I would like the FA Cup play 1 game and no replays, like Jurgen, like I think all the managers. But like I said before, that is not going to happen. That is not going to change. We're going to play there and replays and extra times and extra times. That is going to happen in the future.
So do you not think managers can do anything about this at all?
Absolutely not.
Powerless? No power?
Because the business show must go on.
But it's harming the players?
Of course. But it's all the managers complaining about that. All the managers, so a lot of games, no recoveries, a lot of injuries, and we know that. So a lot of games, but it's what it is. So if they decide to play FA Cup and we don't win, to make a replay next week after Burnley, we're going to play replay. Try to win the game and avoid that. But because we would in the meetings with in the pre-season with the big bosses, all the managers speak about that, and they listen, and that's all.
Going on from that, Pep, Jurgen Klopp also spoke about next season and how early the season starts next year. Now, if you're involved in the Community Shield, which there is a good chance you will be, how difficult will that be for you to manage, given the gap between the end of the World Cup and the beginning of the season?
Listen, I think I try to think in many things, but thinking about the Community Shield right now, no way.
But in terms of preparation for the season, does that make it complicated?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's the same the last season. So, what I am pretty sure, the guys who are going to go to the World Cup is maybe 80%, like all the big clubs in today. They will have minimum 3 weeks, 1 month off. So they are not going to come back. If that we cannot play a good games in the pre-season in the States or in China or whatever we're going to be. So I'm sorry. So they deserve, so because after that, the tough season, go to the World Cup, so demanding, and after they need to breathe and to refresh a little bit, not just the legs, to be, so they will be, and after that is what it is, so adapt the schedule. So I learned from 6-7 years ago, in the beginning, my period in Barcelona, I was concerned about that. But I learned, so Pep, forget about it, so relax. So the people come and say, that is the fixtures, that you have to play. Okay, we are going to play there, and nothing. Which players we have in the best condition, and it doesn't matter. And one day we have one more day off to recovery, and some days you have less recovery than the opponent. So, like, I don't decide the televisions, we adapt the televisions, so nothing to do. In that is, so we're going to finish the season, I'm going to speak with the club, when start the pre-season, when start the competition, the first official game or the Premier League games, and we're going to organize the pre-season.
Last couple guys.
Could I just ask you about, you obviously can't speak about potential players coming into the club, but it's clear that you've been in the market for a centre-back for a while, given Vincent's situation. Could I ask you how difficult it has been to manage Vincent, given his status at the club?
No, easy, Vincent to manage. Vincent is so easy. He's so easy. He's a very nice guy. He's our captain. He does absolutely everything to be fit, but in the last years, so it's a little bit trouble. So the problem is like this. So the only situation today where is the transfer, when you want to handle 4 competition, fighting to be there, sometimes you have to be lucky, like it was in that season, in terms of injuries, or you have 22 top players to compete in 4 competitions. And to have today 22 players, you need, the people don't believe it, maybe the money we don't have. So to compete at high level, 4 competitions, you need 20 top players. Today, the 22 top players, it's so expensive, so you cannot survive.
And even City?
Of course, even City. Of course, even City. Of course. So there are salaries we cannot pay. And there are budgets, the transfer, we cannot pay. We didn't pay, maybe in the future it's going to happen, but we didn't pay one player more than 100 million or 90 million or 80 million. We cannot pay. Right now. They told me, we cannot. And the salary, some budgets, we cannot pay. So that is the truth. So, and to be in 4 competitions, because we don't have recoveries and we have to every 3 days competitions replace, we need 20 top players, 22 top players. 22 players today is impossible to have that. That's why as academies we have to fight and do that. And of course we spend a lot of money, but the same money like a lot of teams. I can assure you, we are not the only team in the world we spend money. That's not. So there are many.
Pep, Manchester United and Liverpool have both taken their teams away in January to Dubai for a few days break. You cannot do that. Would that be something you would like to do, or are you happy for your players to keep playing?
We did it last season because we were not involved in the Carabao Cup, and that's why you have 10 days. And if we go through the competitions, that will not be possible. If we go out in the FA Cup or Champions League, maybe we will have
the opportunity.
some days. Hopefully not. So hopefully not.
So you want to keep going?
Definitely.
Rather than have a break?
Of course.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.